Hello viewers and welcome to this episode. My name is Dennis Mireti. So today we are visiting one John Mwati who is behind the company Dekim Digital Electronics. Dekim Digital Electronics is based in Samima House, third floor, room number 2. The reason why we decided to visit John is because I found out that he has innovated a gadget that is, I called it automatic hand sanitizer, and that is what I would like him to explain to us today, and by the end of everything you'll have known how he has done it. Welcome, John.
Thank you very much. My name is John Mwati. I'm a technician who deals with electronics. I usually repair them, and sometimes I do a bit of research about innovating some gadgets. So it's my hobby to innovate things, and when I succeed, I usually go to the next step. Let me say, when this pandemic was reported in our country, early March, something got in my mind about how I can chip in and fight the disease, and I have been trying many things, of which I have even tried to make a ventilator, but it was so expensive. So I landed on this gadget, which I have used locally available materials to come up with the way you have seen it. I have even have the final products, which some of them I have sold, and others I've given to shops for marketing. Okay, the idea came, I usually like exploring the Google, looking for different kind of circuits, because that is my hobby since I was a small boy, and the project which I'm able to make, I usually keep on trying until I succeed. So I got the project from the internet. I have that circuit diagram. The only thing I do is just assembling the components. I have the components are available. I just assemble the circuit from the scratch. Other materials, I just get them locally available. That is how I came up with this kind of gadget you are seeing here. Okay, thank you. This gadget is very simple to assemble because everything is locally available. Only a few parts I usually buy from the shop, but others are like waste material. For example, the body I'm using, this one which you can see, the whitish one, these are reflectors which are gotten from the TV, and we usually throw them after replacing the panel of the TV. They usually look like this one, and we cut into pieces according to the dimensions. And the other things, after we ship the sanitizer, we usually buy different types of bottles which are very available here in Kenya. You just buy according to the sizes, the number of liter it can hold, the color, the shape. It depends with the customer, the order of the customer, because the customers orders according to the color they want. So this bottle here, you just buy it locally. It's very cheap. Like this one, somebody ordered a pink one, so I'm going to paint this material with a pink color. The pink color, we just buy them here even locally. The spray one, like the one you are seeing here, this is black. We have different colors which we just spray, and the final gadget looks like this one. This initially was like this. Then we do some sandpaper and everything, we make it neat so that the final product can be more attractive even than this one. We have better final products than this one, because these were the first one while innovating the project. Then another thing, these frames, we usually get them from this field of electronics, because they usually comes with ICs. Those people who sell IC, they are packed with these gadgets, and they are waste product. In fact, this one I collect them from the dustbin. I tell them to keep for me. I just assemble them and keep in bunches. These are the ones which are cutting in small dimensions and sizes so that the frame can be more stable. So they are also locally available. Instead of throwing them, you can recycle them and come with something which is like this one. Another thing is the stickers. These are just printed just here next door. My neighbor is doing computer things. They are just locally available also. Also, the glue I'm using to fix this one is a very strong glue, which is a chemical, which is called chloroform chemical. It's a super glue kind of, and you are not supposed to touch it. Oh, I usually this kind of silage to do the joint of the. Then after some hours or few days, it is very strong. So even if this something falls down here, it won't break. The very strong. All right. Oh, about the sensor I usually buy it, but about the other components, the other gadget, I assemble it like this one. I assemble it from the scratch, component by component. I have the components here. I have resistors. I have capacitors here. But the sensor, it's cheaper to buy a ready-made instead of assembling it. Also, there is also a gadget here inside, which is called a micro water pump. This one is also available, but this one we buy as it is. Although you can make yours a Juakali one, but it's very expensive because of the time, and it's not strong like the one we are buying from the shop. So inside here there is a pump which pumps the liquid which is in a container. So when you just put like this, you power the gadget. Then when you put your hand here, it senses the warmth of your hand, and the water or the liquid which is inside is pumped out, and you just refill it. This is sanitizer. You just refill it here. Like this bottle I'm using here is 750 ml. You can use bigger container like this, 5 liters, 10 liters, 20 liters. It depends with the institution where you are supposed to use the gadget. Because if it is a big institution like schools, hospitals, you cannot use the small gadget because you keep on refilling. So after you refill the gadget, you just put your hand here, and it senses your hand and releases some sanitizer or the liquid you are supposed to be using. This project, as long as I'm assisting, I can also make it commercial, because my intention, first of all, is to fight the pandemic. What is it eating our country? Because it really hurts when I see people just waiting in the afternoon to see the update of the pandemic. Everybody is asking, wamefika wangapi? Those things, to me, it's not a common thing. It's not a kawaida thing. So I want to be in the front line with the rest of the fighter, the rest of the people who are fighting the disease. So I can still make it commercial at affordable price if I get the materials in large quantity. Because now the problem of the prices are a bit higher to some, because I'm buying one thing at a time in little form. So if I am well financed, I can buy them in quantity. Maybe the price would be very cheaper for a common mwananchi. My target is the office people with this small one. This I'm targeting the office people, the people who have the little shop here. Also, I'm targeting the supermarkets. I'm targeting also the schools, the churches. For those big institutions, I have another one. I have a diagram already here of a hard wash where you use a big container like 20 liters, where you just place your hand like this, then the water comes, then you place the next, the liquid soap comes. You don't have to touch anything. By so doing, you minimize the chances of infection, because the health of the officials are telling us this virus is transmitted through touching things. So the advantage of this is, number one is you touch nothing, so you just minimizes the chances of infection. So my target is the shops, the supermarkets, the churches, and schools. Now the challenge is like this pump you are seeing here. To get them is a big challenge because they are not that common. Only 2, 3, or 4 people who are supplying them, and in short of stock. So I keep on asking different places where I can get them in large amount. So the only challenge I'm having is how to get those micro pumps. Also the finance. I have to commit my finance here without knowing whether I will recover or not. And by so doing, I'm also have my family, they are waiting for me. So the big challenge is finance. Because if I have a lot of finance, I can produce a lot of them and do the marketing. And at the same time, I am feeding my family back at home. What I can advise them, those who are unique, just make a try. Just try whatever is in your mind. Somebody said dreaming is free, but improvising, that is where you use finance. So whatever is in your mind, you can just try. Make a try, and if you fail once, it doesn't mean that next time you will fail. Many people who have succeeded in life, they have failed a lot of time. In fact, they are the people who have failed so much, but by the end of the day, they have succeeded. So those who have different ideas, not only for the situation we are having globally, but even other ideas, they can just try. What I would like the sponsors to, or the well-wishers, maybe if I can get a sponsor, especially the health sector, if they can chip in this project, I think I can be able to manufacture a lot of them. By so doing, we minimize the chances of this infection we are getting. So if I get the well-wisher who can be able to fund me, I can be able even to employ some other youths. I can create employment. By so doing, by creating employment, employing many people, I can be able to produce as much as possible. Because like now, because I'm doing other repair things and other other jobs which I usually do in a daily basis, I can only produce maybe 3 or 4. So if I get people who can sponsor the project, number one, I can create employment. Number two, I can be able to produce them in quantities, and when I'm in quantities, that is how it will be very easy to fight the disease, because they are all over in the country. The last thing I would like to tell the government or the Kenyans at large is that what we are experiencing, I think this is not the first time to experience such a kind of experiences. I want to tell them just that we learn something out of hardship. What we are experiencing now as a country, it's not the end of the world. In fact, it has come to make us more wiser. Because I know after this experience, we shall not be the same again. So what I would like to tell the Kenyans and the government is that we keep on observing the healthy measures which were given by the health sectors about the keeping distance, washing hand, and generally be taking care of the healthy issues. Yeah.
My viewers, here at Bekim Digital Electronics, things are so easy. You just place your hand here and you are sanitized. That's all for today. I've been your host, Dennis Meriti. Bye-bye.